How do I know when to use the gerund and when to use the infinitive? That's what Raphael wants to know. Great question. I'm going to share some tips, patterns and rules. First rule, after a preposition, if you want to use a verb, then the verb needs to be in the gerund form, not the infinitive. I apologise for not inviting you. So it can be a preposition after an adjective, after a verb, at the beginning of a sentence. After getting up, I work out. I am interested in applying for the position in your company. Careful though, a common mistake people make is to use the infinitive after the preposition to. For example, in the phrase I'm looking forward to is a preposition, so you need the ing form. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Other examples are, I confess to stealing all the money. I'm addicted to shopping. Okay, next pattern for you. After an adjective, if you want to use a verb, then generally that verb will be in the infinitive form. I'm happy to help you later. It's difficult to see without my glasses. Oh, it's lovely to see you again. Careful though, there are times when you can also use the gerund instead. It was lovely chatting to you. Now, when you want to use a verb as the subject of a sentence, generally we put it in the gerund form. Eating vegetables is healthy. Eating vegetables is the subject, so we use the gerund. It's also possible to use the infinitive for the subject of the sentence, but this is very old-fashioned and quite formal sounding. To eat vegetables is good for one's health. Now let's look at verb patterns. This is when we have two verbs together. I denied stealing the money. Some verbs are always followed by the gerund. Here are some common ones. I fancy eating out later. I suggest trying that new restaurant. Would you mind turning the music down? And some verbs are always followed by the infinitive, like these. I'm learning to juggle. I've decided to quit my job. I'm planning to join the circus. Now, I'm afraid I don't have a rule to tell you how to know which verbs are followed by which, but there are some general patterns you can notice. For example, verbs talking about likes and dislikes are generally followed by the gerund. And verbs that we use to talk about our plans and intentions are normally followed by the infinitive. I intend to be very successful. Careful though, some verbs can take both gerund or the infinitive. Some of these verbs, the meaning of the verb doesn't change or only changes a little bit. I like working out in the morning. I like to work out in the morning. It started raining. It started to rain. However, some verbs, the meaning changes completely depending on whether you follow them with an infinitive or a gerund. So if you stop doing something, the activity in the gerund finishes. So I stopped drinking coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore. I've stopped drinking coffee. I only drink tea. And when we use stop with an infinitive form, we stop a different activity in order to do the activity in the infinitive. So I've stopped to drink a coffee, I've stopped working, and I'm going to start having a coffee. I've stopped to drink a coffee on the way to work. Hopefully those rules will help you know when to use gerunds and when to use infinitives, but check below for more information. And don't forget, we want to hear from you, so send your questions to our email address.